What is going on, everybody? Mark 389 here with another one. In this video, we're going to be talking about the RS4 again, but this one is going to be a very special one because we're not working on this custom chassis anymore. Apparently, this chassis turned out to be a dud. It had a little bend in it, and I kind of noticed it in the beginning of the build, and I also noticed that this electronics tray was broken, and the guy tried to glue it back, but I tried to reinforce it with a little bit more glue, thinking it'd be okay, but it turned out not to be just working with the things that I wanted to do. You know, it wasn't responding correctly, so I decided to strip the chassis and put it to the side for now and start on my other RS4 too. So we're going to get into that next, and we're going to get into the custom RS4 3 transmission that I have installed into that vehicle. So give me 1 second to set that up, and we'll get back into the video. Alright guys, so I just got this mocked up right quick, so I just wanted to show you something because I believe I did figure out what happened to this vehicle. So as you can see, the gas tank goes here, and there is another post that goes right here, and that post actually holds the gas tank in place, and the chassis was bent along here. So I believe that at some point this chassis or this vehicle was stepped on right here, and it broke this post, and it bent the chassis. So I believe that is how this chassis was bent. So we're gonna put this chassis to the side for now. By the way, I did bend it back straight, and it is somewhat straight. I think I am just gonna use it right now as a platform to break in new engines as I receive them. So I'm not sure yet, but that is the plan for this chassis at the moment, if you want to know. But let's get into the video. Alright you guys, and here is the RS4 with the new chassis. This chassis is straight as an arrow, but we have a few different things we did to this vehicle, a few upgrades in my opinion. So I decided to go and downgrade to the T15 since I rebuilt that one. I just feel like it fits this vehicle a little better. Maybe I will change it to T3.0 in the future, but for now, I am going to leave it with the T15. But one thing I did do, I took the bell housing from the RS4 and I fitted it to this chassis. And the way I did that is I had to take the motor mounts and add them to the vehicle, even though the vehicle does have motor mounts attached to the vehicle, but it wouldn't fit in that scenario or in that setup. I don't know if you can see very well. Let me just adjust the light. Hopefully it doesn't give too bad of a hot spot. So as you can see in here, none of the holes line up. I had to move the engine forward and to the right just to get it to line up. And as you can see, I have no clearance issues. As you can see in my short as well, you can use this bracket right side up if you want to. There is no clearance issues. That is my mesh. And I am using the 47 spur. Give me a second to spin that around one time. 47 spur, and on the inside I am using a 41. So that is the ratio or the gearing setup that I am using for this vehicle. So she should have a nice takeoff and a nice top speed. Let me put her down and readjust the camera for 1 second. I'm sorry if it bounces around a bit. Watch how free this transmission is. I'm going to just roll her back quick. And also I'm going to roll her forward. Well, it's kind of hard to do at the moment, but also, and I don't have enough space, but if I had enough space to push her all, oh, there you go right there. As you can see, she is so free that as you spin her forward, she also spins. And as you spin her reverse, she spins nice and free. Let's see. Oh, actually, this is not even on at the moment, so I can pull this off for you guys. Show you my mesh. Let me hold the bell. I have very little play in here. but it is enough to where I doubt that I'm gonna strip or mess up my gears. So also, if you have the RS4 3, a 41 gear or 41 spur will also fit. I'm not sure if you would have to move the engine in the RS4 3, so you would have to look into that yourself. But in this particular vehicle, to run this bell housing with the 47 spur and the 41 second gear, that is what I had to do. And I believe I am not going to have any issues with this vehicle like I had with the other vehicle. I am going to have to tune the engine and set the transmission's shift points. Those are always going to be issues that you're always going to have to overcome when having a nitro vehicle. But as far as transmission issues like I had with the last setup, I don't think I'm going to have any issues with this one. Alright guys, sorry I had to stop the video right quick. But getting back into the 2-speed transmission, and there's one thing I wanted to go over that I think I figured out, but I wanted to see if anyone out there has come into the same issues or if I am going down the right path. So in the previous build, I had the 13-16 transmission, and I had the 41 and 43 spurs up here, and I believe that those two spurs were too close in teeth, that it was affecting my shift points. And I believe that I was gonna have the same issue with this vehicle as well, because I was also thinking of running the 43 here as well, but I couldn't get a good enough mesh in my opinion. So I decided to go with the 47, which I feel like I made the right decision. So I'm running the 47 spur first gear and then the 41 spur on the second gear. And I feel like I'm gonna have good takeoff. It's not gonna be great, but it's gonna be good takeoff, basically stock or similar to the RS4 3. And then the top speed should be a bit faster. You know, we're down by what, 2 teeth. So we'll see how that goes and how the vehicle reacts to that. But as you can see, the vehicle seems to be coming all right. Everything that I failed to take into account on the first build, I took into account on this build. So I don't believe I'm gonna have any issues. The only thing I am thinking is that I didn't research yet is that this belt is from the Super Nitro, and it fits up here in the same fashion as the original belt, but I didn't look up to see if there's a different teeth count or tooth count, and so that may affect the way the rear wheels drive as opposed to the front wheels. But as far as any binding or anything, this vehicle has basically zero binding whatsoever. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the radio tray on and complete this build. And maybe in the next few weeks I can pick up some nitro and get this vehicle tested. But I do believe that this is the first ever RS4 3 transmission on RS4 2. So take note guys on what you need to do, and that is get yourself some motor mounts. Depending on your motor mounts, you may have to Dremel out the slots here on the Super Nitro. On my Super Nitro, if you give me 1 second to pull that out. All right, you guys, so this is my Super Nitro chassis. On this chassis itself, as you can see, you have more slots to choose from, and the slots are longer. So you have more options when it comes to putting the RS4 3 transmission in the Super Nitro. And I'm pretty sure that the 47 spur should fit in here as well as it does in the RS4 2. So let me put this away and get the RS4 2 back out. Okay, so there are a couple of things to note when performing this upgrade. So like I said, number one is you're gonna have to Dremel out the slots. Number two is you're gonna have to use washers on this particular chassis. If you can see right there, right behind the washer, that there is an indentation. That is because it's kind of like the countersunk here, but you can have movement and you can use button heads there. But you're gonna have to, in this particular setup with my vehicle, I had to Dremel it out all the way basically to the edge of the circle, and then use the washers. That way I can use the full clearance of the forward motion of the custom Dremel that I did there. So make sure you take note of that. And as well as I said this in a short, 47 spur does stick out at the bottom here, and I don't know how well you can see it, but it does somewhat stick out. So if this vehicle ever does bottom out, you are going to lose some teeth here. So be mindful of that when doing this upgrade to this particular vehicle. And I don't think I have much else to say. I'm going to button up the vehicle and I'm going to leave this video here. So get out there, guys, burn as much nitro as you can. Have fun, enjoy yourself, be safe. Make sure you cross your T's, dot your I's, get your vehicles together, button them up, and take your time and make sure you get your mesh just right, because this is some beautiful mesh right here. Anyways, have fun, guys, enjoy yourself.